Seven-time world champ Lewis Hamilton is scratching his head, totally baffled by his Ferrari SF25 car after another tough race in Saudi Arabia. The 40-year-old legend crossed the finish line a whopping 31 seconds behind his teammate Charles Leclerc, who was busy celebrating on the podium in Jeddah. It's not that Hamilton needs a faster car, he's got one of the best. The real problem? His team can't figure out how to set it up right. Ferrari's finally starting to get their act together, but just when it's time to race, they fumble the ball, and Hamilton's the one stuck paying the price. Hamilton, the guy who used to dominate with Mercedes, qualified 7th in Saudi Arabia and finished there too. Not terrible, but not exactly champ level either. After the race, he dropped a bombshell. He's got no clue why his car's so slow. The team was on the right track with the car's settings, but then they switched things up too much, leaving him in the dust. Meanwhile, his teammate Charles Leclerc is cruising along, no issues. Hamilton even said, "I'm just not vibing with the car." That's not what you want to hear from a racing legend, while Leclerc's side of the Ferrari garage is like a chill, focused study group, nailing their homework. Hamilton's side? Total chaos, like a group project gone wrong. Every race weekend follows the same script. Hamilton shows flashes of brilliance in practice, getting everyone hyped. But when it's go time, something falls apart. It's not just bad luck, there's a team behind him making things way harder than they need to be. Hamilton might need a new race engineer to sort this mess out, because right now, it's like he's driving with one hand tied behind his back. Sometimes, it's not what a driver says that spills the tea, it's what they don't. Lewis Hamilton, one of the greatest racers ever, is out there looking frustrated and totally lost for words. When his team tells him he's almost a full second slower than the leaders, you know something's seriously off. Compare that to his teammate Charles Leclerc, who's driving like he's got everything under control, smooth, steady, and efficient. Then there's Hamilton, stuck in a totally different story. One minute, his car's pushing too hard into corners. That's called understeer, like the car's refusing to turn. The next, the back end sliding all over the place. His team keeps tweaking the car's setup, but it's like they're throwing darts blindfolded. Nothing's working. It's wild to think Hamilton and Leclerc are driving the same Ferrari SF25 because it feels like two completely different teams are at work. Leclerc's got this calm, clear game plan, while Hamilton's out there lap after lap, hunting for a balance that just isn't there. This isn't about Hamilton's skills, he's a 7-time champ, so we know he's got the talent. It's about trust and consistency. When your car feels like a different beast every time you hit the track, it's not just hard to drive, it's impossible to race at your best. A race engineer's job isn't just barking orders like pit now or reading out lap times. They're like the translator between the driver and the car, turning a mess of data into a setup that feels right. They build the confidence a driver needs to push the car to its absolute limit. But for Hamilton, something's not clicking. You can hear it in his radio calls. There's this edge of confusion. You can see it in the way his team seems to have no clear plan. And you can feel it in how he's wrestling with that SF25, fighting to make it work. Right now, it's like he's driving in a fog and no one's handing him a map. Lewis Hamilton's out there second-guessing every move, constantly tweaking his approach, and it's exhausting just to watch. He's not only racing against powerhouses like Red Bull or McLaren, he's fighting a war inside his own Ferrari garage. At this level of Formula One, where every millisecond matters, that kind of confusion isn't just annoying, it's a total deal breaker. Here's the frustrating pattern. Hamilton kicks off a race weekend looking sharp. In free practice, he's laying down fast laps and nailing long-run simulations, showing everyone he's still got that championship spark. The vibes are high, the potential's there, and then, poof, it all falls apart overnight. The car's balance? Gone. The grip? Vanished. By the time qualifying rolls around, Hamilton's sliding backward, stuck in a car that feels like a stranger. This isn't a one-time glitch. It's happening way too often to be random. The team's ditching setups that work, making changes that leave Hamilton disconnected from his car, and his confidence is crumbling before the race even starts. Let's be clear, this isn't about Hamilton's talent. The guy's a 7-time world champ with skills for days. This is about the connection, that magical trust between a driver and their race engineer, the person who's supposed to make them feel like they can conquer the track. Right now, that bond is broken. Without it, it doesn't matter how fast the Ferrari is. Hamilton's stuck, spinning his wheels. Ferrari's boss, Frederick Vasseur, promised Lewis a car built just for him, but a winning machine isn't only about fancy carbon fiber or slick aerodynamics. It's about communication, gut instinct, and teamwork that clicks like a perfectly timed pit stop. Maybe the real upgrade Ferrari needs isn't a new part for the SF25, it's a human one. Someone who can rebuild that trust, sync up with Hamilton, and help him feel unstoppable again. Until that happens, Lewis is racing with one hand tied behind his back, and that's no way to chase a championship. Lewis Hamilton is a legend, but even legends need a team that gets them. Right now, Ferrari's scratching their heads, trying to crack the code to unleash Hamilton's full speed. Formula One is a game of split seconds. There's no time to mess around. It's not just about tweaking the car's wings or tires, it's about nailing the vibe between Hamilton and his crew, especially the race engineer barking instructions through the radio. Think of the race engineer as Hamilton's co-pilot, translating his driving style into car setups and strategy. But are they speaking the same language? Is the radio crystal clear, or is it a garbled mess? In a sport where a thousandth of a second can make or break you, every word matters. If Ferrari pairs Hamilton with the perfect engineer, he's not just a fast driver, he's a championship monster. So, what's the holdup? Ferrari needs to ask the tough questions and make bold moves, or they risk wasting a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Now, let's talk about a Sunday that was pure chaos for Hamilton. The race started with a bang, literally. He bumped wheels with his teammate Charles Leclerc on the very first lap. From there, it was a struggle. His car was sliding around like it had a mind of its own, and he fought hard just to finish 6th. But then, bam, a penalty wiped out even that result. Talk about a rough day. Just a week ago, Hamilton was celebrating a sprint race win, but now, that feels like a lifetime ago. Ferrari's got bigger problems than just one bad race. Their cars keep breaking down, and the team's morale is taking a hit. Hamilton's dreaming of that 8th world title, but days like this make it feel like he's climbing a mountain with no end in sight. Meanwhile, Leclerc's championship hopes are also stuck in the mud after this mess. It's a tough spot for both drivers, and Ferrari's got to figure out how to turn things around, fast. As the F1 circus rolls into Miami for the next race, Ferrari's engineers are in overdrive, working to fix the car and make sure this disaster doesn't happen again. But here's the thing about Formula One. It's a sport where everything comes down to tiny details, milliseconds on the clock, millimeters on the track. One tiny mistake and you're toast. Glory or heartbreak, it's all on the line. So, what do you think? Is Hamilton getting the support he needs to shine, or is Ferrari dropping the ball with one of the greatest drivers ever? The clock's ticking, and in F1, there's no room for excuses. Let's see if Ferrari can step up and get their champ back on top. So, here's the big question. Should Ferrari shake things up and swap out Hamilton's race engineer this season? Imagine a pit wall partner who speaks Lewis's language, turning radio calls into pure magic. That could be the spark to light up his title chase. Or is it just a matter of time, patience, and tweaking the car to get things right? Maybe Ferrari's already on the path to glory, and Lewis just needs a few more races to find his groove. We want to hear your take. Is Ferrari giving Hamilton the support he deserves to dominate, or are they fumbling the chance to back one of the greatest drivers ever? If you're rooting for Lewis to roar back to the top, shout it out. And if you've been glued to this F1 saga from the start, tell us what you think Ferrari needs to do to turn this season around. Keep your eyes on the track because this story's far from over. Stay tuned for more Formula One action, and don't forget to subscribe to Racing Revolution, where we dive deep into the heart of the sport. No fluff, just the real deal. Who's ready for the next lap?